Good morning. Uh, I just woke up. Had a little impromptu sleep session. Man, I knocked out. Wow. And I didn't even have the beer. Had a little issue with my foot. And, I didn't know anything. I just knew my feet were sore. And then I come in and I thought, you know what? I'm going to take these bandages off, man, Peel off the bandage and I got a nice sized blister and I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, I got to drain this thing. And I just went to the pharmacy to get some. I got some of these. Some of these do that. Shit, where did I put them? I got some of these, which are, they're like big patches that you cut, kind of like moleskin, just a different type. And I got some of these doodads. And the girl working at the pharmacy was like, "Oh, do you want me to put those on for you?" I went, "Nah, don't worry about it." And then when I came back, um, then I came back. I'm still half asleep. Then when I came back to my room, I peeled off the bandages, and I saw that, and I went, "Man, I gotta get a needle or something. I gotta get a razor blade or a needle and lance that thing." So I go. She had told me, she goes, "I'll put the dressing on or whatever," and I said, "Nah, it's all right. I'll do it." But then when I went back, um, she goes, "Oh, do you want me to do it for you?" And I was like, "You really want to do this?" She goes, "Yeah, I do it all the time." And the little place, the little pharmacy where she's at is extremely busy. I mean, everybody in the town probably knows who she is. I mean, because they come in and she knows them all like by name and everything like that. And I was like, "Oh wow." And she's like, "Yeah, some of these people, they don't want to do it. They can't go to the doctor." She goes, "If you went to the doctor for that," she goes, he would slice it open, and you wouldn't be walking for a week." She goes, "If I do it," she goes, "if you really want to walk, you can walk on it." I'm like, "Okay, we'll do it." So she got down and put her gloves on, and she went, lanced the thing, and finally it popped. So now I got a dressing on it. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back and see her, and she's gonna put a new dressing on it and just make sure that everything's cool with it. It's not gonna get infected or whatever. She's gonna sterilize it. So that was cool. But I didn't walk down the street because my feet. You didn't know, but when I was at the White Temple, my feet hurt. But I just figured, oh, they're sore, and they're really sore right now. And I just thought, hey man, that's the way you go. You just walk. Don't worry about how your feet feel. And so what happened was it was about another. It was almost 10 kilometers to my hotel. And then actually the girl in the pharmacy goes, "Oh," she goes, "You don't have to go to that one." It turned out the place I was going to go was a short time hotel. uh, I was like, "What, really?" And she goes, "Yeah, you don't want to go there." So she gave me the name of another place. and it was a little bit more near than the Shore Time Hotel. And so, you know, the place is not fantastic, but for the money, it's, you know, it's all right. You know, I don't watch TV anyway, so I don't care, but, you know, it's a little old. And I'm going to grab that beer because I want it. So, needless to say, I'll be staying here tomorrow at least. You know, at least for tomorrow. I may stay an extra day because my feet hurt. I mean, they really hurt, especially now after she got that baby opened up. And I did put a picture of it up on, I think on my Facebook and the YouTube community tab. If you go there, you can see it. Pretty gnarly. So I did promise I was going to drink a beer, and I want one. I want it because it's cold. I've got a Snowy Whitzer, and I've got a, what do I have? A Heineken. Man, I'm really lucky, and you know she's not all that old, but you know she told me, she goes, you know, I do this every day, all my life. She goes, I never take time off, almost never take time off, and this is what I do. This is my job, you know. And she said sometimes these people need things, you know, that. You know, they're not going to get elsewhere, and you know, there's no clinics or anything. I'm in a place called Mae Lau, appropriately enough. But let me go over here. I think this thing should be charged up now. Hang on. I'm gonna get a beer, man. Oops. So she's got the bandage on, which will come off tomorrow. And the other foot has a blister forming, so I got to be very careful. Maybe I'm just walking too far, you know. I want a little water though. Oh shit! What happened? Oh, it's in here. Beer 30, boys. Beer 30. I need some good walking shoes. My shoes are supposed to be good walking shoes, but I think they're pretty much shot right now. I figured it out. In the last week, I've walked. This is with the breaks, all the breaks that I've had, which is, you know, like 3 days of breaks. I walked like 120 kilometers. So the average is like, if you don't factor in the days that I really didn't do anything, the average is like 30 kilometers a day. It's just like, you know, I'm going on 20-mile hikes. Ugh. Those are Asics trainers. They're very good, but I think I have already flattened them out. And I'm not going to be getting a pair of walking shoes in this town, I can tell you that right now. Everybody goes to the local market to get their food and everything like that. And actually, when I was at this little drink shop on the way in, And the lady said, yeah, it was pretty painful. Once I got off, I thought, oh, Jesus. And then, because the pad was, giving it some protection. It's time to drink a little bit. Make sure I sleep really good tonight. I didn't walk as far as the other day. But the one difference is that I was out later today. And the pavement, that pavement was so hot, man. I'm walking on that pavement going, my feet hurt, and I just think, block it out. Think about, pleasant thoughts or whatever. So I turned on music. I did all kinds of stuff. And, it worked. I got to where I had to go. Thank you there, Krista. Thank you. Buy some Leo. Well, I'm glad I saved you some money. Yeah, I'm on now. But the thing is that the heat was. I didn't get to the hotel. I stopped at the pharmacy first on the way in, and I had to stop at a drink shop, and I got in at about 2:30 to this place, and then I said, "Can you guys do the laundry for me?" And the lady goes, "We don't do laundry here." And I went, "Well, where do they do it?" She said, "Right over there. There's a laundry place. You have to do it yourself." And I said, "How much does it cost me to get you to do it for me?" And she said 100 baht. And I said, "Here's my dirty, stinky clothes. Go wash my clothes, please." And she said, "Okay, no problem." And then she goes, "Oh, I don't want you walking back down to the pharmacy." She goes, "If you want, I'll give you a ride." I go, "Don't they?" Because I was saying, "Don't they have Grab here?" No, they don't have Grab here. They have Grab in Chiang Rai. Oh, man, that's good. That really tastes good. Thanks for the suggestion, Mr. Mitch. This is one of your better ones. That beer tastes really good. Johnny Siam, are you watching me drink a beer? Or maybe he's not here because I didn't come on when I was supposed to. I was out, man. What time was it when I came back? Shit, it was like 5 o'clock. So yeah, I was out from about 5 till 9:15. Anyway, I promise the Heineken tasting better. I've had Heineken. Oh, well, thank you very much, Oyvind. Appreciate it. I've had Heineken in the Netherlands, in Breda. I went to it was like, like when I don't know what they call it. It was some place it was like they have this place where you go where there's like, when it's cold, if it's a cold atmosphere, then they make it cold in that little part of the place. It's all indoors. And if it's hot and it's like the tropical area, they make it like a tropical area. But they have a little place where you can get beer from. It's a Heineken place. So I went there with this Dutch guy that I know. And we drank beer all afternoon, which was great. I just found in Thailand that they are selling kegs of Oranjeboom. And maybe it's for sentimental reasons, but when the Dutch still had guilders, I was going to the Netherlands and training in Muay Thai. And we used to go into the pubs and order, platters of beer. Everybody would have to buy a round. And, there'd be 10, 15 people. But it was like a guilder for a beer. So, you'd pay like 20 guilders for a whole plate of drinks. It was very good. I didn't drink all that much Heineken in the Netherlands. I was always drinking that Oranjeboom. So needless to say, I won't be walking tomorrow. It's pretty tender right now, and I don't want to exasperate it. But the day after, I may walk, and if I'm not, I'm just going to be holed up here. And I figured out that maybe what I need to do is limit myself to like 20 kilometers a day so that I can walk almost every day. I'm going to need to get some more shoes. I know that. But first of all, it's another expense. The shoes are expensive. Good hiking shoes are expensive. Or walking shoes even. But I don't think I'd even be able to, at this point, I don't know how many days. But, it's not like this is a town where they have a mall. You don't just run to the mall. This is the kind of place where they have shoes wrapped in plastic and they're probably not even real. If you want to get real shoes, I don't even know if you can get them here. People go to Chiang Rai to get their stuff, This is a very little town, the little Mae it's small town. It's, like Mayberry RFD kind of thing. And, I asked the lady, hey, will you do my laundry? And I said, how much would it cost me to do down the street? She goes, 20, 30 baht. I said, well, how much would it cost you? I don't know. I think it's smaller. Oh, fuck, man. And she said, 100 baht. And I'll fold them for you and, iron them and fold them for you. I said, oh, okay. But so she took me to the 7-Eleven. Actually, she took me to 7-Eleven, and it was only 4:20 in the afternoon. And so I understand, okay? The shoes I had were, at one time, good walking shoes. Right now, they are pretty much shot because I've walked so much in them. Yeah, I know. That's a pretty, that's the thing, I already know that area and down to Praia, it's going to be tough. And let me tell you something. The walk from the White Temple to here, right after the White Temple, like Longhorns goes, oh, well, there's some stuff afterwards. Very little, okay? You know, there's a gas station, maybe a 7-Eleven or whatever. Once you pass that up, I don't want to spill my beer. Once you pass that up, forget about it. I got video and photos of the stretch, and I'm like, it's one of those stretches where you look ahead, and it's as long, as far as you can see, it's just road. There's really no shade. And you know, yeah, the pavement is very, very hot. And yesterday it was, I think it was, as I got close to here, it was like 86 degrees, feels like 95, and I think it was like 70% humidity. That pavement was hot, man. I'm walking along there going, I just want to get somewhere where there's shade. And, you know, I started running low on water, but I was so hot that I poured water over my head to cool me off. It was a good thing. And then I did find some water in this little rinky-dink place. Busted! Thank you very much, Tom. I cannot stop. Oh, you have good luck. I forgot to tell you that, since that's the whole shtick. You're supposed to have good luck. Do you wear shades? Can you? Well, sometimes I do. Equates to being honest. Pretty much. I mean, it was. I'm in one part of the video going, wow, look at that. As far as I can see, nothing but road, and look, no shade all on either side. None at all. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, let's just go. Let's get it over with. You know, the way I'm thinking and the way I motivate myself, is, no, I don't say that. Is I just say, you know, I'm not, nobody's going to get it done for me. If I just stand here, it's never going to get done. I'm never going to get where I want to go. So I got to just go. You just walk. You know, whether your feet hurt or not. My feet, they hurt, but I didn't know I had any blisters. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. And I got the dog stick. And let me tell you, I used that thing like 3 times. And I have a name for my stick. All right? And do you know what the name is? Any guesses? If, you know, people were looking at me like, what is coming in? The one girl at the drink shop, she just went like this. And I was like, I started speaking Thai, and then she went, oh, nice lady. She's a really nice lady, this lady in the drink shop. She was really helpful. A lot of things she was talking to me about. Very nice. A little bit older, you know, but nice. No, I've never heard of them. No, the name of my walking stick shall henceforth be known as My Friend Me. I think it's perfect. My Friend Me. I'm gonna have to carve. If I make it the whole way, that stick's gonna go down in history. I'm gonna carve it on there. If I get a knife somewhere, I'm gonna carve it on there really nicely. My Friend Me. I love that. Oh man. Yeah. Well, let's drink this beer. Here's to me, here's to you. Forever friends shall we be. And if for some reason we get into a tiff or whatever and things suck, I don't know how the thing goes. Down the hatch because I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I think it's a perfect name, My Friend Me. I was thinking of My Pal, and then I thought, nah, it doesn't have the same. Then I thought, My Friend Me, why not? I could get this thing, cleaned up, varnished, have somebody burn it in there, My Friend Me. If I find a place along the way, I'm gonna do it, believe me. uh, The other thing is that, because I went to the White Temple and when I was done, it was later, Yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you what, the only thing I've had to do is wrap it on the ground a couple of times. Wrap it on the pavement, and even the big dogs were the only ones who, were a threat, and they weren't all that. They weren't as big as the ones the other night, but they were medium-sized dogs. They were like 45, 50-pound dogs. But they were just the kind that they're just looking for stuff. They were soy dogs. Those other ones were not soy dogs. Those were dogs guarding, whatever it was. I don't even remember. Oh. My friend Steve, who's doing his own walk, said, well, we're doing about 17 miles a day, kilometers a day. And yeah, there was a couple of little heel biters. And they're the ones they're the most irritating. And mind you, I like dogs, but I don't like, undisciplined, yappy dogs. I don't care if they're big or small, but I don't like them. So I got a few things here. Let me make sure. I don't think I got anything in here that I got some more of these little patches over there where my toe is. I got a bar of soap because I know here, out of experience, I know that they give you these little soaps that, like, if you press too hard, they break. They're like this big, little tiny soap, and they're about that thin. It looks like a crack house. Hey, listen, for 300, your foot is like a balloon. My feet are a little bit swollen, but they're not that bad. That blister, I mean, I knew and I know there's going to be blisters on my feet. The thing is that, yeah, well, I just basically, what I did was I basically drank the coconut water, took everything out of the box because I'm going to go back to the pharmacy tomorrow. And then I kind of laid down for a minute. And that was it. As soon as I laid down, I was out. Just like falling asleep on the in the live stream the other day. Put my head down on the pillow. I mean, that, it kicked my ass, man. That thing kicked my ass. That road just, that last bit, the last 5 kilometers. And, I kept looking and I was like 4.7 kilometers. And I think I walked 2-3 kilometers. And it would be like, you have 4.3 kilometers. I'm like, what the? I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been walking for an hour and I walk 0.4 kilometers. So, and then I got to the point I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to stop whenever I want to stop, which started to be like, every 10 minutes, I'm like looking for a place to sit down. Kicked my ass. The 40-kilometer day was bad. That was a lot. But yesterday was bad just because it wasn't as far, but the road was so hot. And there was no shade. But I'm still here. And I got some powder, baby powder. Actually, I got baby powder because I was going to put it on my feet and on my flip-flops. And I just wasn't going to really go anywhere. And then when I thought, man, I need to have this thing lanced, I had already put cheers. I had already put the powder on my feet. Which is why if you look at the photo in the community tab, you see the bottom of my foot's got white stuff all over it. That's because of the powder. Because then I thought to myself, oh, it's good I have the powder on my feet because when I go into the pharmacy, I don't want my feet to stink if the girl is cutting my foot open. I don't want stinky feet and she's down there going, ugh, So I thought, oh, well, at least my feet aren't stinky. But then when I went, she's like, why'd you put powder on if you're going to come in here? I didn't know, Tiramisu. I didn't have any tiramisu. When did I have tiramisu? Are you talking about you? Yeah, I get this reward, man. It's like, I want coconut water. I'm guzzling it. Give me one more. But the other thing is that I'm burning a shitload of calories. Yesterday I burned like 3,200 calories. So that's like, you're going to lose a pound. Well, I don't really care what anybody wants to talk about. It's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about my stinky feet. It's part of it, I mean, I find feet to be disgusting. I don't know how people have fetishes with feet. I can't understand it. Because I know what my feet look like. Well, you don't have smell vision, so you don't have anything to worry about. More beer, more beer, more beer. Yeah, you got a point there. I've got an extensive catalog on those subjects. Tastes good. I'm savoring it. So I won't walk tomorrow, but I may walk the other the next day. What is this? Kane did it barefoot. Yeah, but the thing with Kane is Kane was a character in a show. My wife doesn't even want my feet around her, man. She's like, get those things away from me. Now, if I go in and get the foot spa, which is where you basically take your little ass in there and your little feet in there, and you dip your feet in the hot water, and they put they clean them and they scrub them, and then they scrape the bottom of your feet off of the dead skin, and then they polish them to, you know, make sure they're nice and soft. Then when I rub my feet on her, she's like, okay. But if, you know, just give me a day or two walking in my sandals, and it starts getting rough, and she'll be like, get those things away from me, man. I don't blame her, and she's got soft feet, you know. I'm like, how come you have soft feet and I don't? She's like, because you never wear shoes. You're always walking around in your flip-flops, you know. Yeah, you know, that's the other thing. Uh, I do have enough socks, but I gotta wear two pair of socks at a time, and really I should be changing them. Uh, because I stopped on the side of the road and I was like, oh man, these things, they're like sticking to my feet. They're like, the socks were like this with my feet. So I peeled them back, took my socks off, and then the girl in the pharmacy's like, let me see your feet. But I hadn't taken off the bandage yet. So I just showed her how they were, and she goes, "Oh, you need to go wash your feet and go clean them up and take the bandages off and change them and all this other stuff." A skateboard? I'm not gonna skateboard. Come on. Yeah, I'm carrying coconut oil, Larry. I don't have any coconut oil with me. I could get some, but you know, right now the last thing I want to do is rub stuff on my feet. If anything, I just want to let my feet heal. You know, I don't want, as much as I would like to have a massage, I don't want somebody touching the bottom of my feet. You know, they don't feel that good. More beer. I have the whole Kung Fu series. What are you talking about? I've got it. It's downloaded. I have it. I have the entire season, the entire show rather, all the seasons. I think it's 5 seasons. I'm not sure. It's one of my favorite ones too. You know, it's good. I like it. Oh man. I keep thinking about Steve walking, my friend Steve. I keep thinking of him walking over there in Scotland, and he has all the farm owners where he sleep. You know, they're sleeping on their land, they're camping on their land, which apparently is legal. And the Scottish farm, they're trying to hide from the farm owners because every time they sleep on their land, the farm owners come out and they're pissed off. They don't like it, even though it's supposed to be legal to do so. I don't know how big this thing is. $490 milliliters. So almost 500. It's empty now. Can't let it go to waste. I got a snowy whitezer in there also. Hits the spot. Ugh. Anyway, it's just part of the fun. It's part of the overall experience, you know? deal with a little pain. And you just keep going. Connect to beer online for delivery. Well, this is a moment for me, you know, seriously. I'll remember this little town. You know, a couple of the places I didn't really I remember falling at the. This is like the fourth or fifth hotel I've been in now. This is like 8 or 9 days now. And the first, what was that first place where I stayed? Ban Nam Resort. That was the place where I slipped. I got to keep a list of all the places I stayed. And then I stayed at something else. Yeah, I'm going to get some hotel points here. Yeah, I could. I could have some hitchhiking moments. Sometimes I think, why am I not just hitchhiking or taking a song towel from town to town? Actually, some lady goes, you know, it's only 20 baht to take the bus into town. I go, it's not the money. I mean, you know, it's not the money. It's not the, I got to pay 20 baht. I'm trying to save the money. It's not that. I'm like, I just want to walk. Oh, you want to exercise? I'm like, no, it's a little bit more than that, you know. I do feel a bit more fit, though. I'll tell you that right now. I feel my upper body, especially, I feel strong from carrying that pack every day. Good morning, Johnny. Good evening. Cheers. Good beer. Thought I turned that air conditioner off. Kwai Chang Kane lives. Very good. I'm glad that you are inspired. See you later, Gennaro. I'm glad I'm so inspiring. I don't remember who I did show the room, actually. I'm not getting up to go show the bathroom. It's not a big deal. This is a standalone bungalow, which is pretty nice. Considering, seriously, last night, I'm in my room, and I hear this guy screaming. And, you know, I'm like nodding off, and this guy's like screaming. And first I banged on the wall, and then finally I just yelled out, "Shut the fuck up!" So the guy went out in the back, in the balcony, and then I could hear him outside from the back. And I just thought, I don't feel like getting into some kind of a hassle. And I just sat there and just listened to this guy. And finally, the girl that he was with said, "You know, you're speaking too loudly. You talk too loudly." And he shut up. And then when I woke up in the morning at 3:30 in the morning, I heard him, you know, sitting there watching TV, talking on the phone again. I'm like, son of a bitch, this guy doesn't stop. You know, I wanted to, like, knock on his door and tell him, you know, dude, don't you know that it's 3:30 in the morning, people are trying to sleep? I just figured it was better just to leave. I think I'll have that snowy whitezer. I'm not waking up at 3 in the morning today. Throw my shoes in there. I'd scare him right up off there. He's like, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Don't worry. Just don't threaten me with your shoes. I'm engaging in the art of self-massage. And don't think, dirty thoughts, because all I'm doing is trying to, give myself a little pain relief. Not release, pain relief. Anyway, highlight of the walk, getting to the White Temple. That place is pretty incredible when you really think about it. The Blue Temple was very cool, and I liked the look of the temple. But the White Temple overall was a bit more impressive to me. Let's go over and get us a snowy whiteser. That guy was a bit of an asshole. I mean, there's nobody in there, and it's like, okay, I understand the rules are the rules. But, I did say, oh, well, it's not a photo, because it wasn't a photo. It was a live stream. And he's like, well, no video. It's not a video. This isn't a video. This is a live stream. There, if you look at Thai immigration, their language is very literal. You don't get a visa extension. You get a stay of extension, or an extension of stay. So I was like, I'm not taking a photo. But then, when he was like, oh, yeah, he's yapping at me. Okay, I'll leave. So I'm on the way out the door. I'm not really, all I did was kind of turn just a little bit and then turn back. No photo. And, this is the thing. It's like, hey, be careful of, be careful that if you try to bite the hand that feeds you, be careful, because you know what? They think they're going to be self-sufficient here. I got another thing coming for them. I don't think it's going to happen that they're totally self-sufficient and they'll still be the same as they were in the past. They need the tourist dollars. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. This is a bit of a pain in the ass. Maybe the maid can get up and go get me my beer or something. I don't know. I'll give her 20 baht. She gets up and gets my beer. So she's already gone home for the night. Look at this. Sweat. Nordofen is my friend. Snowy Wiesen. 490. Oh, Jesus. Oops. Beer is cold. It's not often that I feel like I want to get a massage, but yeah. I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll be fine without the tourists. But their standard of living, I think, is going to go down at some point. But the one thing that is that Thais are very good at getting by and doing things on very, very little. You know, so I think they'll be fine. But I think the standard of living that they've come to know, it might elude them for a while. Oh yeah, the room has AC, of course. There we go. It's got a refrigerator, and I noticed in the refrigerator, I'm like, oh, there's water in one of the trays, and I'm like, I can't be opening this thing up and having water in a tray. So I started pulling out the tray, and I was just pissed off because I couldn't get the tray out, and I jerked at it. Then the water flew all over the floor. So I had to use one of the towels to dry off the floor. Snowy whites. Cheers. Got a little different color. I prefer the Heineken. Although after a couple sips, it's going to taste great. I'm going to mix a little medicine with beer. Haier. Yeah. Not hater. Hair. I don't know what kind of refrigerator that is. Now it's getting cold in there. Whoever's massaging my foot right now is doing a very good job. This was I said earlier today that this is like a battle. Every day you go out, it's a battle with yourself, battle for against the elements. And today was a battle that was a hard fought battle that it beat my ass, but it hasn't defeated me. But a little needle in the bottom of the foot, some snowy whites or Heineken, and all is good. How many satang? Well, this is 450 baht a night, which to me is a little too much. I could have got the 350 baht a night room, but that room is farther away. And farther away, I mean, it's a 5 minute walk away. And I didn't feel like taking that walk every time I went out somewhere. So I just went, I'll pay the extra 100 baht. Just an eek. Wow. I do remember seeing Levison Woods say something about drinking beer when being out in the bush, the African bush, coming upon little places and then having beer and how good it tasted. You never, and I'm not a big drinker, anymore. I mean, when I was young, I drank a lot, but I'm not a big drinker. But you know what? I do appreciate a nice cold beer when you feel like you really, really want one. And I didn't want one. I'm blaming this on Mr. Mitch. I didn't want one until he said, you should stream and drink a beer. But there's something about having a nice cold beer on a hot day that always struck me the right way. Next stop, Payao. This might take me a little longer than I thought. Wife's probably not going to like that. I feel bad for her, actually, to be honest. Because, I'm out here, she's worried about me, wondering what's going on. Kids are like, cool, my old man's like doing this long walk. Well, she's not watching. She got her own stuff to do, man. She right now, I know she's home. She had a long day. And, she's the kind who she expects me to take care of business. And, like, if I was to call her and go, oh, my feet, honey, my feet hurt. Oh, they're so bad. She'd be like, shut up. Be a man. You're the one who wanted to do it. That's what she would say, and I understand that. That's why I don't call her up doing that. Oh, I don't get any sympathy. My wife does. Thais don't generally give you a lot of sympathy. It doesn't work that way. Listen, I've been laying there in bed and she's kind of like accidentally turned and elbowed me in the face. And I'd be like, what the, like, and she'd be like, sorry. And I'm like, sorry? I'm like, you just elbowed me in the face. That's it. Sorry. It's not, it's not like, some foreign women, some Western women, oh, baby, I hope, I'm so sorry. No, you're not going to get that from Thais. Don't expect it. You might in the very beginning when they're trying to hook you. My wife never calls me a buffalo, ever. She'll call me stupid sometimes. Why are you being stupid? But she won't call me a buffalo. If she called me a buffalo, she knows I get pissed. I'd be like, don't you ever call me that again. I'll pick you up and drop you on your head. We'll see if you got a head like a buffalo. It's not nice to say that, really. It's really, I don't care if she is your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, I don't allow that kind of talk. And also, like, we don't really talk, and, we just don't talk like that to each other. Not anymore. We went through that before. That whole, it's non-productive for me. Because all it does to me, if it pisses me off, if she was to call me something like that, it would piss me off, and I'd be like, the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you if you're going to call me that. you know. I could name that stick, you know, the Buffalo Killer or something like that. But I do like My Friend Me. I think that's fantastic, that name. We're gonna drink this beer. More beer, more beer, more beer. Guinness? You kidding? I'd be lucky to find Guinness anywhere. You want Guinness, you got to go to the bar. I'd love to have a Guinness. I'd prefer to have a Guinness. If I saw a Guinness, I would have bought it, but there wasn't. It was the, you know, the usual Chang and Singha, Heineken and Snowy Weitzer. This beer is passable. It's got a bit of a tang to it, but in a pinch it'll do. And right now we're in a pinch. You know, Jono likes San Miguel Light. I just like San Miguel. I'm not a fan of all the light, the non-sugar, no sugar and all. Just give me the real thing. So, but you know, San Miguel is very good in Bangkok for me because it's cheap. It's like 35 baht. It's like you get 3 beers for the price of one of some of the kinds of beer that they sell. So, you know, if I feel, you know, like a couple months ago, I bought like a bunch of beer and stuck it in my refrigerator. But I bought I bought the majority were San Miguel because they're cheap. Then I had a couple Asahi, they're a little bit more, and then I had a couple the Australian ales, and because they reminded me of Guinness, and those were expensive. You know, I mean they were like 159 to 199 baht, which if you think about one beer, that's like almost $7, man. It's expensive, you know. That's why I was like, tell my wife, hey, if you feel like drinking a beer, drink the San Miguel. Don't be drinking my expensive ale. You know, that's for me, only me. You want a sip? I'll give you a sip, you know. Because she has a habit. Don't eat a piece of my chocolate. Don't eat that. Don't drink that. That's mine. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, I've got something in the refrigerator, and I go in. I go, hey, where's my cheese? Oh, it's gone. I used it for the kids, and I had some. San Miguel, I like it. It's all right, you know. I can drink it. Mind you, I don't drink that much, but you know, when I drink, sometimes I'll take what I can get, but I prefer to get, you know, stuff that I like, that I really like. I think my channel has gone full circle now. People have now seen me. Well, you saw me fall asleep drinking beer before, drinking tequila. But you know, but when I left the temple this morning, I felt pretty good. You know, my feet hurt a little bit, but I felt good, you know. But man, I mean, I hit that wall when there was about 5 kilometers left, 4.7 kilometers left. I just hit the wall and I was like, man, how did I do 40 kilometers the other day? Well, that's why I'm drinking, to numb the pain. Isn't that why we all drink? Or are you going to tell me it's because you love the flavor of beer? You may love it, but that's not the reason why you're drinking. Yeah. You share a beer with your friends. You don't have to wine and dine beer. You can enjoy every beer. Pretty good reasons to me. Oh man, I gotta maneuver here. Are you sure you don't drink so that... Hang on a minute here. This is gonna take some doing. If you pour a beer right, you get good head. That's the best one right there. Sometimes I think the reason that people drink is so that the girls look better and it's easier to put up with them. You know. When I was young, I didn't realize that the whole talking to women, listening, and being their friend, it was all just a means to an end. And, it was always about getting in their pants. When you get older, it's just easier. Richard, what's happening? How you doing? Thank you. Good luck to you. Good luck for you. Women. I don't know. I've heard a couple funny comedians that are females and I think drinking beer makes, maybe it makes women more palatable. I don't know. Or life more palatable. Life and women. That's why some people drink. If you got a bitchy wife, life is hard, really. Fortunately, my wife doesn't speak very much. She's not a big talker. And I like that, and I also dislike that. I dislike it when I want her to talk. Sometimes I want her to talk and open up a little bit. And sometimes she will, but, then there are times when she's like, what? Leave me alone. I want to be to myself or whatever, So. Well, what do they say? What's the life support system for a woman? Oh wait, is that what it is? Let me see. What's the life support system for a woman? A vagina. Yeah. Think about it. If women didn't have vaginas, not to sound misogynistic, but if they didn't have vaginas, a lot of them would be dead. Men wouldn't put up with them. We'd be back in the caveman days. What? I thought all women had vaginas. No, honey, I don't have a vagina. That's the end of her. You think I want to be with you if you don't have one? I mean, for the most part, that's true, It's a deep-seated biological need kind of thing. Maybe it's just the beer talking, but I don't think so. I told this story before, but I have a very famous, well, not very famous, but he's famous in boxing. People know who he is. He used to be world champion. And I went to the Philippines and hung out with him and his brothers. And we were talking about why they all got into boxing and all this other thing. You know, they're set now. You know, they got a couple gyms in Mexico and stuff like that. You know, like fitness gyms. And so the girls would come into the fitness gyms and, you know, they're all world champions. They're business owners. They got money. And the girls all want to bang them. And I was like, so why do you get into boxing? You really like the sport? You like, you know, the challenge? Oh, yeah, I like all that. But I got into it for the pussy. I was like, all right, well, that's a good reason. He's like, anybody in boxing who tells you otherwise, you know, it's a glamour sport. I got into it for the pussy. My God. Boy, I had good times with those guys. The whole family would come. You know, listen, women see some guy, he's a boxer, they figure he's making a lot of money. He's, you know, in great shape, so they're like, oh, he's going to give me a good root. Boom. Their status just went up, even if they aren't very good looking, you know. But I always remembered that. I'm like, you got into the sport for the women. You know, initially it may not have been, but, you know, it's kind of like playing guitar. You play guitar. Oh, I really like playing guitar. Yeah, this guitar is awesome. I really like it. Yeah. I'm learning. I'm getting really good. And then all of a sudden the girls start going, so you play guitar, huh? Yeah, I play guitar, honey. You know, the next thing you know, it's like the women become part of the whole, you know, the culture. And believe it or not, I can't remember where it was. I was somewhere in Cambodia or Thailand. I'm trying to think where it was. And I was on some little tour thing or whatever. I'm going around, you know, we got a little truck or whatever. And then they say, oh, we've got to get some more people. I said, okay. They get these German girls. And one of them was a nice looking girl. The other one was a bit manly. So, you know, I didn't think anything of it. Hello, how are you? Yeah. We, you know, that's it. I'm listening to my music. I don't feel like dealing with the Fraulines. So I start, you know, videotaping some stuff. Or filming some stuff, whatever you want to say. And shooting some footage. And then, you know, I said something into the camera or whatever, and then all of a sudden, one of the little Fraulines comes up to me. Oh, are you on YouTube? You know, with their little German. I want to know, are you on YouTube? It sounds like a Russian chick. I said, yeah, I'm on YouTube. So I showed her the channel. Oh, wow. She got all excited. Can you show me? Can you teach me? Can you help me? And I was like, the old Scotty was like, honey, I'm going to show you things. I'm like, well, it ain't going to have nothing to do with YouTube. And she kept asking me all these questions. She kept asking me all these questions about you. And then I was like, so before, when I'm sitting there and you don't know that I'm on YouTube and doing YouTube and actually making some money from YouTube, I'm nobody to you. But the minute that you find out that I am, all of a sudden you want to know everything about me. It's going to cost you, honey, you know? That's how I look at it. How do you think all these guys, like, the guy who was the husband of Bo Derek, how do you think he got her? He got her because he was a Svengali who was like, oh, you want to know about these things? Come over to my house. I'll show you how. Oh, we got to have some wine with our dinner. We're going to have some dinner, and I'm going to show you a few things. The next thing you know, they're both drunk, and they're like, oh, my God, I didn't realize how handsome this old man was. And the old man's like, she's drunk. All right, she's perfect time right now. He puts the move on her. Boom, done. He's got her, It's an oversimplification of it, but some surfing lessons. Well, I hope you guys appreciate the live streams and the amount of pain that I'm going through to give you a little something different. Because my feet don't let me forget what I'm doing. This place is out in the middle of nowhere. Jesus Christ, Just think about that. YouTube groupies. Imagine if you're Casey Neistat or these Logan Paul, Jake Paul, whatever the brothers, or some of these guys, PewDiePie. Imagine. Is there tension between Aussies here? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I need a good stretch, Yeah, I do feel that. I need a really good stretch. Maybe in the morning. Right now, I'm going to stretch my arm to the glass of beer. Banter. Okay, good. There's still a little bit left. I actually thought, when I got here, I thought, well, if my feet aren't that bad, maybe I can walk down to the market. I can walk down to the market and stream while I'm going to the market and show you what the town's all about here. And then once I felt my foot and I saw the blister and felt it when I walked on it without the pads and my foot all wrapped up, I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And what was funny is I go to the girl, the maid who was driving me. I go, I want to get a beer. I go, 7. She goes, what time is it? I go, oh, it's like 20 after 4. She goes, okay, we go to another place. I said, okay. So, I go and she goes through this little shortcut. Boom. We come out in front of this shop. And, of course, what's funny is 2 people are like, oh, you have a Farang. And she just is laughing. And I'm like, this is small town here, huh? And she's like, yeah. So everybody thinks now you got like some Farang boyfriend because you're carting me around. She's going, I don't care what they think, And I was like, yeah. But so then she pulls into this little place where one of the people is like, oh, you got a Farang. Where'd this Farang come from? And I'm like, don't you know that you obviously don't think I understand Thai and I don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. This one is a Snowy Wizen. But I also have this one. So, should have bought more. Should have bought more. I would have been drinking a lot more. I'm too lazy to go out and get more, though. I I can see it now. If I was to make this whole trip and I get all the way to the end and they put me on TV somewhere in Thailand, they show me on some show. All the maids and the people in the hotels would be, oh, I remember that guy. He came limping in. He could barely walk. He didn't want to go anywhere. Like the last place I was at, I was like, I don't want to go to the laundry. I'll pay an extra 5 baht a piece for my clothes, which adds up to like 20 baht, which is like 50 cents. I'll pay the extra money to have you do it. I don't want to walk down the street. You don't understand. I'm saving my energy for when I'm walking to like get somewhere else. I don't want to walk and have to go, put the clothes into the laundry and all that kind of. And the thing is, I asked the lady at the last place I was at, what was the name of that place? What the hell was it? It wasn't Suansari. Ah, shit. Hang on a second. Son of a bitch. Hang on. All right, we're back. Go through a lot of bandwidth on this phone. I've been going through about 4 gigabytes a day. 4 or 5 gigabytes a day of bandwidth on this phone. Mainly because I've been, yes, LaBelle, thank you. Nice hotel, nice staff, very nice, but they, when I said, can you do the laundry? Oh, it's cheaper if you do it. I was like, I don't care if it's cheaper. I don't want to walk. And I ended up walking down to the place. They told me, oh, you turn on the street and you go. I ended up going down to the place, and then there's like some lady, and I was like, kun kap. I was like, do you have a laundry service here? And she goes, it's right there. The machines. You put 20 baht in, and you do your laundry. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing my laundry. Not because I won't do it. I didn't have any soap, and I didn't feel like putting the stuff in and sitting there for an hour in the heat. And I didn't feel like walking back to the hotel and then walking back to grab my stuff and then hanging it wherever it would be hanged. So I just went, screw this. I went back. I go, listen, that place is self-service. Oh yeah, it's self-service. And I said, I don't want to do it. I want you to do it. I'm like, it's extra 5 baht, right? I got like 5 pieces of clothing. 4 pieces of clothing I need washed. Please, will you do it for me? Oh, okay. I was like, thank you, Just like here. The maid's like, we don't have laundry here. And I'm like, can you do it? Do you think you can do it for me? Okay. I'll do it at my house for you. 100 baht. All right, no problem. I do love that about Thailand, 100 baht will get you a long way here. You see, tomorrow I'll wake up a new man. Get a little foot scrub, find a little massage, get my foot massaged, my legs massaged. And then 3 in the morning, maybe I'll be gone. we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But right now, there's still beer left. I don't think so. She wants her 100 baht. I mean, seriously, she wants her money. There is part of me that would like to walk down the street and go buy a couple more beers, but I know how far it is. Thank you very much, Richard. I know how far it is. I'm not killing my feet to walk down there because they need to break. Most of the time they're pretty good, you know. Most places are really good about it. And if you stay in places that are in the, you know, the bigger cities, they all have laundry service because they know it's a way of making a buck, you know. It's like they all have a coffee shop. They all have well, she's gone. She's gone for the day. She's supposed to be off work at 4 o'clock. That's why I was like, I got here and I was like, oh, can you do my laundry? And she's like, yeah, well, you know, yeah, okay, fine. She said, I'll do it. And I said, all right, well, give me about 15 minutes. And then, you know, I had to come in and immediately, you know, when I come into the room after the long walk, it's like Johnny says, I do a striptease. Take all my clothes off, man, because I'm just like overheated and sweaty and stinky. Usually I got to take a dump because I haven't taken one and I've been holding it. A little too much information. But I got to take a dump right away. Boom, purge. And then jump in the shower. And so I do all this and I'm like, oh, she's leaving in 10 minutes. I better bring this stuff to her because she may not be coming to me to grab this stuff. She may figure, oh, he must not want it done or something. I walk out the door, start heading for the front desk. And I hear her go, oh, you have the stuff in the back. Oh, you don't have very much stuff. And I said, no, I only got like 5 pieces in there. Okay, no problem. And then she said, you know, do you want me to take you down to wherever I wanted to go, down the street? I said, yeah, sure, you know, thank you. But she was off work. She was done. So she got me my beer, dropped me back off, and then, I mean, you know, gave me front door service. And I gave her 100 baht, and she goes, oh, this is for the laundry. And I said, no, this is for you taking me around because it's your time, you know. You know, if I had a taxi, I'd have to pay him, you know. Yeah, it was very nice of her, so I gave her 100 baht. She'd do my laundry, I'll give her 100 baht. You know, it helps. And then when she leaves, you know, I always try to leave, you know, like 50 baht, 100 baht for each day for the maid. Because those are the ones who take care of you, man. They're the ones who make sure your place looks right, it's clean. And they're the ones who make sure you stay stocked up of stuff that's in the refrigerator. Now here it's only water. That's all they got here. But I don't know if I'll leave her anything because, again, it's an additional expense. And if I'm giving her money for the laundry and everything else, she's only going to clean my room one time. So I figure, she made a little money out of me. Helped her out, you know. She was very, very appreciative. Yeah, she was very appreciative that I was giving her the money. She's like, no, no, no. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. And when the girl did my foot this morning or this afternoon, She goes, you know what? Maybe you need the betadine, maybe you need the saline. She goes, but I tell you what, right now, she goes, we just use the alcohol wipes. I said, okay. And so then we were done, and she didn't use any of the other stuff. And I go, oh man. I go, how much is it for the alcohol pad or whatever? And she goes, $4. I go, here, just $5. Just, you know. She comes back, take the $1. She goes, you just keep the $1, keep the $1. I go, okay, whatever, you know. So, you know, some of the people are definitely not only about the money. I mean, of course, there are people that are only about the money. That's how life works. There's people who, you know, they value money over everything else. But there are people that, you know, there are other things that are more important, and then money is important, you know. And that's the way it is with ties, too, you know. And fortunately, I haven't, maybe it's because I'm not doing business with ties, but I haven't really had a lot of encounters where ties were extremely greedy and, you know, they just wanted you to give them money and they didn't care what you got for your money. Now, if you're talking about bar girls, and when I first came over here, that's a little bit different story. Because, you know, they started to become more mercenary from the time when I first got here. But, you know, we all got to eat, you know, so I understand. And like I said before, I wouldn't envy a girl who has to make a choice. Do I want to work in the rice fields and sweat my ass off and get dark in the sun and be exhausted every day for peanuts? Or do I want to go into a bar and maybe I meet some guy, I use what I got, and maybe, you know, I meet some guy and the guy's all right and, you know, my life is better. Which one do I take? Seems like a no-brainer to me. Everybody wants to do the George Jefferson, move it on up. I can only imagine the sort of places they have here. They probably got karaoke's here. You know, I was walking, I'm trying to think where the hell I was. Oh, I was walking from Chiang Rai, and you know, basically I left the hotel and turned onto this the Route 1. And I'm just walking down the street, and every kilometer or so, I'd hear some noise, and I'd be like, what the hell's that? And then I'd come up on a place, and it was like some bar that was closing, or it was some karaoke that was closing. There was one place I went by, I can't remember the name of it, and there was like 10, you know, young people out in front of the pub. The pub was like closing up or closed. They're all standing around, you know, they're not ready to go home, you know. I'm like, I just woke up and you guys are just like going home. That tells it all right there. You know, that used to be me. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to go home. I want to have more fun. Let's party. Now it's like, you know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've had a rough day and I'm like, I think I'm going to go to sleep. You know, need my beauty sleep. These things, they're awesome. For blisters, they're very, very good. similar to this. These are actually this, except these are the extra. They got extra padding. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta get them. SOS Plus. Anyway, well, Mr. Mitch, I hope you had a beer with me. Tomorrow is another day. Good to know. Tomorrow's another day. I'll be rested. Of course, I'll talk to my wife. She'll be like, "You're not walking? You're in a hotel again?" The other day, she's like, you always call me and you're in a hotel." I'm like, it's timing, She doesn't understand. Well, thank you. I don't think a lot of people understand, really, just what it's like to go out on a freaking highway when it's brutally hot. It's not even going on the highway and it's cool, where it's like, oh, you don't have to worry about the elements. It's brutally hot. It's raining sometimes, because some of the trip today it was raining. I don't think most people know, And the other thing that I think that is underestimated is the, is the constant battering. It's not, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk today. I'm going for a hike. I'm hiking the mountains today, and it's a 3-day hike. We're going to sleep every night, and, we're going to go hiking during the day. It's not 3 days and you're done. That's the thing. It's day after day after day after day. If you want to get to where you're going, you better just keep going. And that's the thing. It's, I didn't think that through, which is kind of, like me. Fly by the seat of my pants. I figured it out, I think, in this last week. Like I said, my body is recovering faster for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you think about it. Man, I'm doing a 15 or 20 mile hike almost every single day. At least every other day. That's a lot. That's like being in the Army again. Or the Air Force or whatever, and you got to go for a daily hike, or every couple of days they send you on a long march. No, haven't come close to being hit. Not at all. Haven't come close. The worst thing that I can say is just, you're walking on the shoulder or on the grass next to it, and there's no respite from the heat. That's the biggest thing. There's no way. You're not gonna, if you want to get down the road with your feet, you're not going to, you're not gonna, what do you call it? What do they do in Star Trek, where they go from one place to another? Use the little transformer thing or whatever it is, where they get in the little, I forget what they call it, but you're not going to just be in one place and then a minute later be somewhere else. The other thing is, I already said today, Google, man, Google is your friend. Google is badass. Yeah, teleport. Exactly, Jay. That's what I meant. You're not going to teleport yourself from one place to another. Google is your friend. But let me tell you something. I looked at a sign today on the side of the road, and it said Payao, 89 kilometers. I go, okay, that's good to know because I'm still another 5 kilometers away or whatever it was. I'm walking. I see another sign, and I'm walking in the right direction, and I see Payao, 91 kilometers. I'm like, son of a bitch, how does it get that I'm going this way in the direction of Payao, and Payao is farther. I'm walking towards it, and now it's farther. I don't understand how that works. It went from 89 to 91 when I'm walking in the direction of where I'm going. And that would be the thing that I would say about the Google Maps. Is there be times I'm like, oh, 4.3 today, especially 4.3 kilometers, 3.9 kilometers. Then it's like 4.5 kilometers. I'm like, what the? It's a downer when you see that. And you just have to remember, every step I take in that direction is the right direction. It's closer. And when I came here to this little town, I didn't know what I know there's, a bunch of hotels, and I'm like, I just need to get in this area, and I'll be able to find a hotel. And so, I picked one out, and that hotel it turned out to be a short time hotel. That might have been fun. I've been streaming from a short time hotel. But, I ended up staying somewhere different, so all is good. That's pretty funny. I was going to check into a short time. I didn't know it was a short time hotel, but everybody was telling me this. Yeah, well, it's one thing when you're driving and you go, oh, that sucks. It's another when you're on your feet and you're like, son of a bitch, I got to walk an extra 2 kilometers. Oh, man. I want to finish my beer. I wish there was a way I could have like 7-Eleven deliver it to me or something, but I don't want to drink that badly. Yeah, exactly. I like sleeping with the air off and waking up with a little sweat, as opposed to waking up and freezing your balls off. Do they have delivery pizza? Get them to pick up a few beers. Oh, that's not a bad idea. They probably do. They had at the last place they had delivery Oishi. I think the pizza joint might be closed by now. It's 11 o'clock. It's all right. There are some advantages to being in Asia, for sure. One of them is, I don't feel like doing my laundry. Will you do it for me? Okay, I'll do it for you. It's going to cost you $3. Okay. You know. It's not that, I actually like doing laundry. But when I feel like this, I don't like doing laundry. And by feel like this, I mean, going through the daily grind that I've been going through. I left how many days ago now? 8 days ago? 9 days ago. Oh, poor you, Dre. Jeez, man. You got people here, they're dying to go back. They want to come back here. They want to hang out with their friends or their girl or girls or whatever. They're just not able to come back. And here you are. Oh, I've got 3 weeks. It sucks. I don't know. I haven't put a condom in. I don't think I've ever had a condom in my wallet. You know that? There was a time, I do remember being with somebody, I don't remember who it was, a long time ago. And I was like, oh, I need a condom. I don't have one, that sucks. And we start going at it, and I'm like, you know what? Hang on a second. Ran downstairs, threw on some clothes, ran downstairs. Right next door, there was a little 7-Eleven, ran in there. Grabbed the condoms, ran back upstairs. Okay, no problem. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. How does that thing go? Here's to you, here's to me. Forever friends we shall be. And if one day, if the day comes to pass where if the day comes to pass where we disagree, you can kiss my ass or something like that. I forget what it is. I don't have any good toasts, Anyway, the beer's almost gone. I'm tired. I need to get my rest, my beauty sleep. My feet need to sleep. I'll be out there again shortly. Maybe tomorrow I'll stream in the morning and take you guys for a little walk down to the market. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. This is not only about me walking, because anybody could just walk on the side of the road and stream. I think it's good that that you see some other things. You already saw the border of Maasai. The place where I slipped was actually pretty nice, but the room decor left a little something to be desired. Very Thai style decor. But you saw the blue temple, you saw the white temple, and maybe tomorrow I'll see a market. But I need to, I can probably get the maid to take me down there again. And because I have to go back to the pharmacy, and I don't have to, but I'm going back to the pharmacy so that the girl can get my feet ready for action again. Thank you very much, Mr. Manaj. Thank you. Good luck to you. I forgot to ask her. I said I need a nail brush, because you can, I can scrub my feet and make them a little more beautiful, because I don't know that there's any foot spa places in this little town. And I don't want them grabbing on my feet, man. It's like, I got swollen, puffy, painful feet. I don't want somebody grabbing them. But The girl's gonna put the, oh shit. The puffy nuts. The girl's gonna put the doodad on my feet again. But she doesn't start working. She told me she starts working in the afternoon, so if I stream during the day, it's not really worth it, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that might feel good. Actually, it felt good when I put the cold beer up against my feet. All right. We're at about 2 hours. Please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. That would be very nice. Thank you to all who have joined me tonight. Appreciate it. And yeah, I need some rest. So I'm not sure if I'll stream tomorrow or not. The day after, yes, probably. But you know, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for all the support, financial or otherwise. I really appreciate it. PayPal is best. Sorry to say this again. PayPal, Cash App, Apple Money. They're the best. I don't know if people know this. Some people do, some people don't. I don't get the money from Super Chat and from YouTube until the next month. So, for instance, if it's January 1st, I don't get the money until February 22nd or something like that. So, on something like this, it's important that while the Super Chats are good because I know I have something to look forward to, it doesn't really help me in the day-to-day expenses. And I will tell you this about the expenses. I figured about 1,200 baht a day, which is only a little bit less than $40. The expenses are more just because the bandwidth on my phone, I'm burning through it like crazy. But also because, because I'm getting so many bandages and stuff for my feet, and because I'm eating a lot more because I'm walking so much. So take care, Zach. Thanks for watching. So anyway, those are best, but whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's all appreciated because you guys are the ones who make this agony of defeat possible. So anyway, take care. I know it's the COVID, as they say here, COVID. And another girl told me today, don't have COVID here. No COVID in Chiang Rai province. No have. Okay. All right, good to know. Why is it that, there's not many places in America that don't have COVID? I'm like, something doesn't add up, but, that's for another discussion, so. No, I'm not splurging, but I am eating a shitload. And I know I've lost weight. I've lost like 2 kilos at least already. 2-3 kilos. But, I'm expending a lot of energy, so my body wants more. And right now, all I got in here is water. I'm going to need to go to stock up tomorrow. So, anyway, whatever. I don't even like talking about it. It gets so monotonous. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Choke D, jerk in mine, all that good stuff. Bon voyage.